I'm going to head up to the File menu, choose Open, and I'm going to open up this document called Brochure B from my Exercise Files folder. When I click Open, however, up comes this alert dialog box. What's that about? Well, you have to understand that when you import a picture into InDesign using Place or by dragging in a file from disk, InDesign does not actually embed the image into your document. Instead, you get a thumbnail preview of the image and a link to the file on disk. And this happens with any image file, whether you import a PDF or a JPEG or TIFF or whatever. And that's why sometimes you see an alert dialog box like this. The alert says there are 2 missing images and 1 modified link. See, when I opened that document, InDesign quickly went looking for all the images inside the file, and it found 2 of them were missing. It just couldn't find them. And 1 of them had been modified. It was changed since the last time I had opened it. So InDesign is asking me, what do I want to do? If I click Update Links, InDesign will update all the modified ones. Of course, it doesn't know what to do about the missing ones, but in this case, I'm not even going to do that. I'm going to click Don't Update Links because I want to show you how to do this manually. Whenever there have been missing or modified links, InDesign opens the Links panel for me automatically here in the dock. And this Links panel is like the control central for all of your linked graphics. All of the linked images that you have in your document will show up here in the Links panel, and it gives you information about those links as well. For example, right here, we see a yellow alert icon. If your links panel is small and you can't see all these links, don't worry, you can expand it. First, you can drag this lower corner down to give yourself more space. Then, see this little gray line in the middle? You can drag on top of that and move this up and down until you see all of the different links. This yellow one means this image is modified. Up here at the top, we see a different one. It's a red alert that says this image is missing. If there's no alert icon at all, like these other ones, that means it's okay. InDesign knows where to find those files and they're up to date. Now the Links panel actually tells you about other information about your linked images as well. For example, if I click on this file here, then down at the bottom in the link info area, I can see that this is a Photoshop image, it's set to the CMY color space, and so on. If you don't see this link info area at the bottom of the Links panel, then you might have to click this little triangle. You see, that opens and closes that link info area. There are a couple more things I want to show you about the Links panel before we fix those image problems. First of all, we see that all of our images are up here in chronological order. That is, they're listed in the order of their page numbers. That's what those orange numbers are on the right, the page number. This is the page column, and the page column has that little triangle next to it, and that indicates that it's currently sorted by page, from first to last. If I click on this, it'll reverse it. Now it's going from last page to the first page. Of course, I can sort the Links panel in other ways too. For example, I'll click on the alert icon. Now it's being sorted by its alert status. All of the alerts are at the bottom. Or I'll click again, and now they're all moved to the top. I often use this when I have a lot of missing and modified images, and I want to clump them all together in one place to deal with them. Of course, I could also put this in alphabetical order by clicking on the name column. But really, for now, I'm just going to go ahead and set it back to chronological order, the page number order. In my title called InDesign Insider Training Beyond the Essentials here on the online training library, I go into many more details about these columns and how you can even customize this panel to add your own columns. But for now, let's go ahead and fix those problems. I'm going to start here with this modified one. Now, maybe I don't know where in my document this image is. Fortunately, I can click on the page number on the right. That little underline means it's a hyperlink, and if I click on it, it takes me right to the page and selects it on the page. There it is in the middle. Let's go ahead and zoom into 200% by pressing Command-2 on the Mac or Control-2 on Windows. I'm also going to switch out of preview mode by pressing the W key on my keyboard. When I do that, I see not only the frame edges and guides and so on, but also a little modified image icon, just like the one in the Links panel. It's really helpful to have this icon right here on the image itself, because I can very quickly scan over all my images and see which ones are modified. So once again, the modified icon means that somebody has changed this image since the last time I imported it into this document. If I want to see the newest version, I have several different choices. I could go back to the Links panel and then choose Update Link from the Links panel menu. Or, instead of doing that, I could click on this little double-headed arrow down here. That button means Update Link as well. A third choice would be to double-click on the little icon here in the Links panel. But the coolest and fastest way to do this is simply to come back to the image over here and click once on that little modified icon in the upper left corner. As soon as I click on it, it updates the image, and now that icon is a little link or chain icon, which means it's linking properly. Let's go take care of the missing images. Here in the Links panel, I can see that this image here is missing. But the strange part is there's no page number over here on the right. Well, that's because this is more than one instance of the same image. If I click on this little triangle in the left column, you'll see the same image showing up multiple times, each one on its own page. This image was used on page 2 and also again on page 6. So now it's my job to tell InDesign where this image lives so that we can re-import it and have a good link. So let's go ahead and look for it first. I'll click on this number 2 and it jumps me to page 2 and selects it on the document page. Once again, there are multiple ways to relink this to a new image. I could click on this little relink icon, the one that looks like a little chain, in the middle of the Links panel. Or I could go to the Links panel menu and choose Relink up here. I could double-click here on the icon inside the Links panel, that little red icon. But once again, the fastest way to do it is simply to single-click on the icon in the upper left corner of the image itself. It's a little bit hard to see here because it's a red icon on kind of a reddish-pink background, but it is there if you squint. When I click on that icon, up comes the Locate dialog box. This is InDesign asking me, where should I find that file? Currently, I'm looking through the Links folder, which is inside the Exercise Files folder. But I'll just tell you now, you can scroll up and down here, but you're not going to find this file. Why? Well, if I look at the top of the dialog box here, I can see part of the name, the last part of the name of the file it's looking for. And I can see that it ends with draft 3. Well, I happen to know that that draft was a long time ago, and I've thrown away that file. I'm never going to find it. But I can replace it with the newest version. In this case, it's this one right here, the Globe Bank Logo Horizontal Reversed.ai file. That's the final version, and now when I click Open, it throws away the old version and replaces it with the new one. But look back here in the Links panel. I still have one more alert. What's going on? Well, in this case, I only changed that one image on this one page. The other one is still missing. So let me undo that by pressing Command-Z or Control-Z on Windows, and that puts it back to the way it was. And now, instead of clicking on the icon inside this one page, I'm going to select this top image, this master file, the one that holds all of those other files inside the Links panel. And now I'm going to double-click on the little red icon on the right. When I do that, I get the same dialog box, I can locate the same image in here, select it, click Open, and InDesign replaces all of those throughout the entire document. I'm going to show you one more Links panel trick because I find it's really useful. Sometimes I need to find an image on disk. I know where it is on my document, but I don't know where that image is on my hard drive or on the server or whatever. Well, here's what I can do. I can select the image either on the document page or inside the Links panel. I'll just choose this PSD file, this Photoshop file here. And if I hover over it inside the Links panel, InDesign shows me the path to that file. And that's kind of helpful. I'm going to go to the Links panel menu, and I'm going to choose Reveal in Finder, or on Windows, it would be Reveal in Windows Explorer. When I choose that, InDesign switches to the desktop, opens up that folder, and selects the image for me. Now, I really need to be clear about something. It's okay to work on your document with missing or modified images, but before you print or export a PDF, you really want to make sure that none of your images are missing or modified, or else InDesign will only be able to use the low-resolution preview and your output may not look right. What happens